into the downtown area. This stretch of road runs south and west. It's a smaller road, basically runs at an angle across the railroad tracks. So again, we're trying to get information on what kind of gates were available to the drivers out there, whether or not possibly the driver went around the gates or anything of that information. That's something that'll be ascertained as the investigation continues. But again, unfortunately, 2 dead and a violent freight train car accident here down in Will County. We're live over Lorenzo Road, just west of I-55. I'm Mike Lorber in Sky 5.
Thank you, Mike. And what began as a domestic dispute leads to a chase, a multi-car crash, and finally an arrest when the suspect was corralled by a professional golfer. It all began as police arrived to answer a domestic dispute call. That's when they noticed the suspect driving off in a stolen car. When they began to chase him, they say he crashed into a car at an intersection. That in turn caused a chain reaction involving 3 other cars as well as an officer in pursuit. So the suspect got out of the car and ran to a nearby country club. It was there he was caught not by a police officer, but by a golf pro.
Didn't think he'd be in the golf shop, but we were kind of joking about it a little bit and walked into the shop and just kneeled down a little bit out of curiosity and saw something, went over to the shirt rack and spread the shirts apart, and I saw the big tattoo and took off. Got the police officer and told him where he was, and they went in and got him.
And this morning, the suspect is charged with 2 felonies.
3 people are dead this morning, and a 4th is injured after a tragic car crash yesterday in suburban Windfield. Police say the impact of the crash tore the car in half after it veered off the road and hit a tree. You may remember Mike Lorber hovering over the scene yesterday morning. Hours later, a jogger came by to see the only survivor who had gotten out of the car and was by the side of the road.
And dozens of alleged gang members are behind bars this morning after a big bust. It was called Operation Street Sweeper. Police were able to shut down a notorious West Side drug ring with arrests stretching 3 states. Federal officials say 2 gangs were working together, not just to increase profits, but to avoid prosecution. And the former Georgia's infamous runaway bride can't hide from a grand jury indictment. Yesterday, the panel approved felony and misdemeanor charges against 32-year-old Jennifer Wilbanks. Wilbanks skipped town 4 days before her wedding, but claimed she'd been kidnapped and sexually assaulted.
They've returned an indictment charging Jennifer Carol Wilbanks with 1 count of the offense of false statements and 1 count of the offense of false report of a crime.
Wilbanks could face up to 6 years in prison and $11,000 in fines if she is convicted.
The state fire marshal says almost 200 Illinois gas stations have been cited for safety violations. But the good news is that most of those violations are pretty minor. They include failure to post no smoking signs or expired fire extinguishers. The fire marshal says part of the problem was that some stations went for more than 2 years without inspections. That's because the agency was undergoing a reorganization process, apparently. Stations have 60 days to correct problems. Tomorrow will be one of the busiest travel days of the year, with thousands hitting the highways and airports for the holiday weekend.
But before you make your move, NBC5's Natalie Morales has a look at the events going on around town that could leave you in a traffic jam.
Despite some of the highest gas prices for this holiday, more of us will hit the highways and airways this Memorial Day weekend, according to AAA. And many will stay right here.
Midwestern families coming to take part in, the New Millennium Park and a lot of the events which are now advertising the hibernating Chicagoans. It's the weekend to get them outside.
The city's gearing up at the starting point of the J.P. Morgan Chase race at Columbus and Balbo, where 15,000 runners take off tomorrow night. Then Saturday at Soldier Field, a nearly sold-out soccer game as the U.S. takes on England. And the Cubs are back in town. They've offered transportation from downtown hotels.
On Saturday, Sunday, and night games, they're going to have a double-decker bus running from downtown and the hotel circuit up Michigan Avenue and the metro stations, which will take you for $5 round trip up to Wrigley Field and back.
Also on Saturday, a wreath-laying ceremony at Daly Plaza. At noon, the Memorial Day Parade. You'll either need to give yourself extra time to arrive or avoid State Street from Lake to Van Buren. The annual Navy Pier fireworks on Saturdays light up this weekend. You'll notice trolleys are back out to help you get there. Organizers suggest mass transit or parking in underground garages if you must drive. Early Sunday morning, you'll see up to 20,000 bikers, and Lakeshore Drive will be closed down from Hollywood to 57th from 5:30 a.m. to 10:30 for the annual Bike the Drive. More people than ever before are expected this holiday weekend, and police are beefing up security. If you're flying in or out of Chicago through Tuesday, expect the least friendly skies on Friday. Overall, nearly 2 million people expected to travel through both airports. Bottom line, pack an extra dose of patience in your weekend luggage. Natalie Martinez, NBC 5 News.
Yes, and that was Natalie Martinez. And more good news, if you've been annoyed by the loop construction on Clark, it's now open all the way up from Cermak to Polk Street.
Well, that's good. That's been going on for a while. 5:35, time for weather and traffic on the 5s. First, Andy Avalos with our forecast. How's Memorial Day looking, Andy?
Actually, it's looking pretty good, Dick. Temperatures getting closer to where they should be for this time of year. As we look outside of Studio 5, the dancing waters doing their thing for you. It's a very nice shot. We have mostly cloudy skies in the area, and from those clouds, a few light showers are trying to fall upon us. As we look at Live Doppler 5 and scan the skies, all of this is interference around the antenna. A few light showers up to the northwest of Chicago and along the lakeshore. Then back up into McHenry County, you see a couple of spotty showers by McHenry and Harvard, and then around the DeKalb area. But most of the metro area precipitation free, and if you do get a shower, it'll be brief and very light. Temperatures this morning, Lincoln Park 59 degrees on a southwest wind, and humidity is at 57%. We'll jump way out west in Bartlett. Good morning, 58 degrees on a south wind, and again humidity at 66%. So as you head out this morning, mostly cloudy skies, and on the cool side, temperatures are in the 50s, and again a couple of isolated showers passing through the area. The clouds continue to break this afternoon for partly sunny conditions. It'll be pleasant, a high of 71 degrees. Again, it'll turn cooler near the lakefront. Tonight, fair skies early, then more clouds late into the low to mid 50s, and there's a peek at your holiday weekend. Few showers and storms tomorrow. An isolated shower possible on Saturday. I think most of the day will be mostly cloudy and cool. Sunday and Monday, though, shaping up to look very nice at this point, Gene.
Sounds like a good weekend. Right now, it looks like some good traffic. We do still, of course, have that problem down in Wilmington on Lorenzo Road due to that freight train accident. But elsewhere, traffic is moving pretty well. Look at this on the Eisenhower. No problems to report at all. All these arrows are in the green. Even through the stretch that we usually see delays starting to crop up in the 6 o'clock hour. Well, I guess it isn't 6 o'clock yet, so that's why we don't see the delays. Duh. Right now, both ways, though, in the green. We'll take a look outside now, and this is our iPass camera. A lot of volume here at Halstead. You see, of course, the construction stanchions in the roadway, and that is, of course, always going to be an issue. And this is the northbound side there. And this is usually a little lighter than this at this time of day, so we'll check and see if anything extra is going on, but it probably is due just to the road work through that area. Our travel times right now, nice and quiet on the Edens and Kennedy. Same story on the Eisenhower as we saw from the traffic edge map. Same story also on the Stevenson, the South End building a bit on 55, but not too tough. On the Ryan, we see delays into downtown, just under 20 from 95th Street. The Bishop Ford a little tight through the roadwork zone. 57 and Lakeshore Drive looking good. And our travel times on all of our tollways doing pretty well. We do see that building on the south end of the tri-state, but that's outside of our travel time zone there, so that's why you don't see the buttons going up. Back to you.
Thank you, Jean. It is 5:37, and House lawmakers just passed a $491 billion defense bill.
But it's an amendment about women in the military that got the most attention. Still to come, who will decide the role of women in combat situations?
And ahead at 6, could a family dinner keep your kids from being overweight? A study parents may want to hear before sitting down to eat tonight.
This portion of NBC5 News Today is brought to you by iPass. Get going with iPass and cut your commute with the Tollways Congestion Relief Plan. Open roads for a faster future.
Chevy Malibu LT versus Toyota Camry XLE V6. Malibu offers a better value for the money than Camry. Malibu has a flat fold front passenger seat, not Camry. Malibu even has better fuel economy. Proof once again that all cars are not created equal. Now use Hot Button bonus to lease a 2005 Chevy Malibu with these attractive lease offers. See your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer today.
Did you know Bedding Experts has the largest selection of Sealy mattresses, all sizes, all styles? Sealy special only at Bedding Experts. Queen size mattress sets are now $269. Sealy mattresses are popping up all over town because it's always Sealy saving time at Bedding Experts. For the store nearest you, call 1-888-EXPERTS.
Bedding Experts, where dreams come true.
There's a mile in Illinois you have to see. It's a mile where your son will learn about the past. A mile where he'll learn about the future. and mile after magnificent mile where you will learn about your son. For a free travel kit, just visit enjoyillinois.com. Illinois, mile after magnificent mile.
What is greater than? Greater power. Greater grip. The all-new Audi A4. More power. Under more control. It's greater to lead than follow.
Today's Traffic Edge is brought to you in part by Bay Furniture.
Good morning, everyone. It is 5:40, and Andy says it promises to be a pleasant day for you today. Well, it is the stuff that country songs are made of. In front of a crowd of thousands, country singer Garth Brooks got down on one knee and proposed to longtime girlfriend and fellow country singer Trisha Yearwood. The two were attending the Buck Owens Legends in Bronze unveiling in Bakersfield, California. And by the way, she said yes.
Good thing with that crowd. That was very nice. Tom Cruise is talking more about not Katie Holmes. He's talking this time about his belief in Scientology. Billy Bush has more in this morning's Access Hollywood report.
Is or was Nicole ever a Scientologist?
No.
Is that part of the reason why you're no longer together?
No.
Because you're raising your children?
No.
2 years before the split, Nicole gave a revealing interview for her December 1998 Newsweek cover story. Quote from Nicole, first of all, monogamy is not a natural way of being. Do you agree with that?
No. I believe in monogamy. It is important, the family unit. You look at where the family unit has gone. It's disintegrated.
Does a Scientologist look at marriage consulting and say, that's good, that's okay?
I think that what you have to do look, psychiatry doesn't work. There is marriage counseling in Scientology, okay, that we apply that actually helps to put people back into communication with one another.
Tom, you adopted children. Why did you? I mean, that is really opening up
Nick and I
your heart.
No, Nick and I wanted to. Someone said to me, and I just went, where was I? Well, when are you going to have your own children? You know, do you think you'll have your own? I said, I have my children. You don't get it.
And coming up on the Today Show, Aerosmith's Joe Perry talks about his new solo album. Then later, don't miss our very special edition of Access Hollywood. Tom Cruise, Man on a Mission.
And you can watch Access Hollywood right here on NBC5 tonight at 6:30. It is 5:42. Hundreds of thousands auditioned and gave it their all.
That's right, but there can be only one winner of American Idol. Coming up, we'll tell you who walked away the big winner.
It's the one with the long hair.
A portion of this program is brought to you by Luna Carpet. Right now, Luna will carpet 2 rooms for the price of 1. Call the carpet experts.
Luna. Nothing kicks summer into gear better than fun in the sun, barbecues, and savings at Kohl's Memorial Day sale. You'll find great night owl and early bird specials this Friday and Saturday only. For when you're on the go, there's this portable DVD player and stylish luggage set. You'll also save on summer necessities like Mrs. Capri's, all running shoes, and our entire stock of sunglasses. Both night owls and early birds will get incredible savings at Kohl's Memorial Day sale. Kohl's, expect great things.
Sometimes you want to advertise your bluffs. It makes your opponents second-guess themselves. It drives them crazy. But mostly, you're setting them up for later. Learn from the pros at fulltiltpoker.net.
If you think only expensive laser teeth whitening will give you long-lasting results, it's time to see the light. New Crest White Strips Premium Plus gives you a long-lasting, beautifully whiter smile for 18 months. So now you can beam bright and long without expensive laser treatments. New Crest White Strips Premium Plus. Irresistibly white, irresistibly beautiful.
Trying to find that perfect job in the Chicago area? NBC5.com can help. Our partner Monster will help you search for a new job. Prepare for that big interview. Get results. Monster and NBC5.com. Today's the day. Now finding your dream job in the Chicago area, even your own neighborhood, just got easier. Click on Career, enter your job category and zip code, and Monster will help you find what's available close to home. We'll even help you get ready for that big interview on NBC5.com.
You're watching NBC5 News Today, live from Studio 5 on Michigan Avenue.
Welcome back. It is 5:45, and we're following breaking news out of Wilmington. 2 people died after their car was struck by a train.
And boy, does that picture tell the whole story. Mike Lorber hovering overhead in Sky 5. Mike, what do you see?
Well, Dickens Ryder really does. You can see the damage in this violent train accident here. It looks like the Burlington Northern Santa Fe line where it crosses Cooper Road. That's about a mile southwest of the intersection of Lorenzo Road and I-55. It's a small one-lane highway where people are traveling north and south. We don't have any details yet on how fast this vehicle was traveling. The accident happening at 2 o'clock this morning. That large orange freight line you see there is the one involved in the accident. 2 people killed, according to the Will County coroner. We're trying to get more information about the gates that were available to the drivers in this area. It looks like the signal, one of the roads going southbound there, has suffered a lot of damage. The investigation obviously will go on for some time to come. Cooper Road going to be shut down south of Lorenzo Road for some time to come as well. We're live over Wilmington. We'll have more details as they become available. I'm Mike Lorber in Sky 5.
All right, Mike, of course, the burning question, were there gates or not, and did somebody try to go around the gates or not? And we'll try to find all that out. Here's Andy Avalos now with the weather, and then Gene Sparrow with traffic.
Good Thursday morning under mostly cloudy skies. A pretty mild start to our day as we look out the weather window. Just a gentle breeze blowing, and those clouds are producing a couple of spotty light showers. We'll verify that on Live Doppler 5. As we scan the skies, you see a line of shy showers here moving off the North Shore, and a few more showers back to the north and west of us, and these are moving eastward, but most of the metro area dry. If you do encounter a shower this morning, it'll be brief and light. Okay, let's widen this out. This is in advance of a frontal system headed towards us, and you see that line of showers as it works towards us, just kind of falling apart. We're under mostly cloudy skies now, but as the morning progresses in the afternoon, we'll see more and more sunshine and less cloud cover. But this morning as you head out, mostly cloudy and cool. Temperatures are in the 50s, and again a few isolated showers passing by. This afternoon, partly sunny and pleasant, a high of 71 degrees. It'll be turning a little cooler along the immediate lakefront, and then as we look ahead to the next 5 days, tomorrow again partly to mostly cloudy, a few showers in the morning and a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon, and then Saturday mostly cloudy and cool, maybe an isolated shower. I think most of the day will be dry. Sunday and Monday looking real good at this point, to getting closer to where we should be with lots of sunshine for that holiday barbecue, Gene.
Barbecue. It's one of my favorite things about the summer. Yeah, I think we should have a barbecue. Okay, moving on. This is our 3D map of the outbound Kennedy. I just had a little thing. That'll get you through the morning, though, but you don't need any extra help to get through this. No big bad traffic demons to fight on the outbound Kennedy toward O'Hare. Everything was in the green there. We'll take a look outside. This is our iPass camera on 355. This is looking north toward Roosevelt Road, and just a little bit of volume there coming from the other direction. Things are looking well. Also, as we move on, our travel times are nice and quiet both ways, Edens and Kennedy. And same story on the inbound Ike. Starting to build outbound around Des Plaines, just under 45 out to Route 53, 26 inbound Stevenson. A few mainline delays there. The delays are getting longer on the Ryan, and 57 starting to pick up some volume approaching the Merge. Lakeshore Drive is quiet as well, and now I'll send it back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Gene. 5:48. The news continues now. Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas is in Washington today. President Bush invited Abbas to the White House for the first time since winning election back in January. Bush will focus on talks aimed at creating 2 separate states between Israel and Palestine. Israel, meanwhile, has refused to return to the negotiating table until completing its plan to withdraw settlements this summer from the Gaza Strip and part of the West Bank. Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan is speaking out. He believes Muslim prisoners are being mistreated in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Should we find that these allegations are true, then the government of the United States must take the appropriate steps to correct this.
I was just wondering.
Minister Farrakhan is calling for members of Congress and religious leaders to visit the prisoners. He's also urging the government to either charge them with a crime or release them.
In Washington, after years of waiting, one of President Bush's judicial nominees is headed to a federal appeals court. The Senate confirmed Patricia Owen to the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans. The vote comes just a couple of days after the Senate reached a truce over Bush's judicial nominees. Owen is a Texas Supreme Court justice who President Bush first nominated 4 years ago.
There are over 19,000 women serving in Iraq right now, and despite some lawmakers' desire to see women out of major combat situations, it looks as if they will stay. Yesterday on Capitol Hill, the House dropped a measure that called for women to be removed from fighting. Since the start of major combat in Iraq and in Afghanistan, 31 women have lost their lives.
Dozens of Chicago's finest are honored for serving both the Chicago Police Department and the U.S. military in a time of war. 88 police officers were given the Military Deployment Award during a ceremony yesterday at Navy Pier. Superintendent Phil Klein said the officers are 3 times a citizen. As a former Marine, he saluted the officers, saying they are among the world's greatest soldiers serving in the world's greatest police department. And Marines around the world are being honored with a brand new coin. A special ceremony was held yesterday at the Philadelphia Mint to unveil the new 2005 Marine Corps silver dollar. It is the first time in history the government has honored a branch of the military with a coin.
Now, stories creating a buzz in today's Chevy Water Cooler segment.
In today's buzz, the singing showdown is finally over.
We now finally know who the newest American Idol is. It is country singer Carrie Underwood, who the Tribune Red Eye describes today as a demure country girl with the bodacious vocals. She stole the show during last night's finale. She garnered the most votes, beating the long-haired, crooning Bo Bice. This was American Idol's 4th season on the Fox network. Its biggest, they say. Idol officials say that the number of votes cast last night for the 2 finalists set a show record. Believe it or not, there were hundreds of voting calls that didn't get through.
That's right, and that's because they all ended up going to a New Jersey man's house. Randall Goodman says his phone rang off the hook. People were trying to vote for the next idol. Randall says he has several 800 numbers, but none of them are even close to those earmarked for the show. Even unplugging the phones did not work for him. American Idol producers couldn't be reached for comment about that little glitch.
Can you imagine?
No, I cannot. Especially when unplugging it, nothing works. The poor guy.
People are speed dialing, probably trying to get their vote in.
And still to come on NBC 5 News today, we're inching towards the holiday weekend. How warm will it be today?
Andy will have that answer up next in weather, and Gene Sparrow will have the traffic on the 5s when we continue.
Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive versus Lexus RX 330 all-wheel drive. Equinox has better fuel economy, more rear seat legroom, and comes well-equipped with OnStar and XM satellite radio. And Equinox has one more appealing feature. It's over $11,000 less than the Lexus RX 330. Isn't it nice when the more attractive choice is also the more rational?
See your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers.
Go ahead, give it a try. It's a Sealy.
So, how do you guys stay awake?
You too can sleep on a queen-size Sealy mattress for as little as $269.
Jeld-Wen, and for more than 40 years, we've been making reliable windows and doors. Very scary, very secure. Big remodeling project complete. Big sale on heaters and fans. Guaranteed to reign, guaranteed to last. Comfort, security, dependability. Jeld-Wen windows and doors. Reliability for real life.
What is the color of innocence? What is the color of bravado? What is the color of passion? What is the color of defiance? Life is color, and nothing captures it like the new Panasonic HD TV, America's best-selling plasma brand. Panasonic, ideas for life.
Activate the NBC 5 Weather Net.
Welcome to the latest weather technology that you control from home. Log on to our WeatherNet at NBC5.com.
Activation complete. WeatherNet is brought to you by Feldco, Chicagoland's replacement specialists. Looking to beat all that traffic? Get exclusive access to the iPass camera network with NBC5's Traffic Edge and sign up for email alerts for traffic conditions. On air and online, get going with iPass and cut your commute with a tollways congestion relief plan. Open roads for a faster future. Closed captioning on NBC5 is made possible through the generous support of Luna Carpet.
Act now and get 2 rooms for the price of 1. Call or visit lunacarpet.com today.
773-202 Luna.
Good Thursday morning. It's 5:55 as you rise to start your day under mostly cloudy skies. A live look outside of Studio 5. And from these clouds, a few light showers are taking place this morning. We'll verify that on Live Doppler 5. And you'll see the line of showers have moved eastward out over Lake Michigan. Most of the metro area is dry, but up to the north and west, another little line of showers in portions of McHenry County and Kane County. And these are moving to the east. And so most of the metro area is dry, but again, a couple of light showers that'll pass to the northern third of the metro area this morning, but won't amount to much. If you get a shower, it'll be brief and it'll be light. In Hammond, good morning. You're at 56 degrees on a west to southwest wind at 5 miles an hour. Humidity is at 69%. And in the city, 59 degrees just to the north of Lincoln Park at a south wind at 2 miles an hour. So as you head out this morning under mostly cloudy skies, it's a cool start. Area-wide readings are in the 50s. And again, a few isolated showers passing through the area this morning. The clouds will break for some sunshine later this morning into the afternoon. A lot more sunshine, a lot fewer clouds. So partly to mostly sunny and pleasant, a high of 71, turning a little cooler along the immediate lakefront. And over the next 5 days, tomorrow, more clouds than sun, a couple of showers in the morning hours, a better chance for thunderstorms in the afternoon, and then mostly cloudy, a cool day on Saturday in the mid-60s, and just an isolated showers possible. So the weekend gets off to a quiet start, but certainly improves as we look ahead to Sunday and Monday with more sunshine than clouds and temperatures getting closer to where we'd like to see them for our BBQs. Jean?
What are you going to put on the grill?
Ribs.
Ribs. Ooh, I love ribs. That's my favorite thing. So when can I come over? That's the real question right now. Traffic isn't doing too badly out there. We do have a couple of accidents, though, so we'll show you one of them and talk about another one that Mike Lorber's headed to. We have a crash on the northbound Tri-State ramp to Roosevelt Road, an accident on the scene there. But as you can see, it's not really affecting the volume through this area onto 290 or 88 or even through the area of the accident. Also in this general vicinity at Central and Roosevelt, we're getting reports of an accident where a car burst into flames at the end of a police chase, and that's what Mike Lorber's checking on now. We'll have the details for you on that in our next report as we move on and look outside. This is our iPass camera at Lee Street on the Northwest Tollway. Westbound, eastbound traffic here. You see the volume coming from the western and northwestern suburbs, rather, and moving pretty well at a good clip, and road conditions look pretty good too. On the Edens and Kennedy, still quiet building. On the Eisenhower, a little bit of a delay there, and on the inbound Stevenson, as well as the Dan Ryan at 20 from 95th Street. 4 and 57 slow in the usual spots. No big complaints this morning, at least there. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Jean. It is 5:57 and much more ahead on NBC5 News today at 6. A freight train slams into a car in the far southwest suburbs. We will update that for you.
And that is in Wilmington. We will show that to you in just a moment. Also, some other stories breaking at this hour, and we'll be right back as NBC5 News Today continues, including a new controversy over a high school yearbook, why some parents say it's X-rated.
And a huge cloud of concern over one of Millennium Park's biggest attractions, why it won't be ready for Memorial Day weekend, maybe even the summer.
All that plus weather and traffic when the NBC5 News Today continues from your window on the weather. Studio 5 on Michigan Avenue in just 60 seconds.
Bold design. Awesome power. The freshest SUV line of any manufacturer. This is Nissan Now. Get great offers like a $339 a month lease for 39 months on the Nissan Pathfinder. This is the Nissan Now sales event. Hurry, offers end May 31st.
Introducing the Caramel Mocha Macchiato Sippable Sundae, made with our hand-dipped coffee mocha milkshake.
And?
A layer of hot fudge.
And?
A layer of caramel.
And?
Whipped cream.
And?
A cherry.
And?
Even more caramel.
And?
The Caramel Mocha Macchiato Sippable Sundae Milkshake.
And?
Only at Steak and Shake.
And?
There's no more ands.
Steak and Shake. And?
Watch Taste Fridays at 11:30 on NBC5.
Live from Studio 5 on Michigan Avenue, this is NBC5 News Today at 6 a.m.
We have breaking news to tell you about this morning. A freight train slams into a car, killing 2 people. Was the driver trying to beat the train?
How 2 people survived this fiery crash on the Chicago Skyway overnight.
In another deadly day in Iraq, there are reports insurgents are using children as human shields.
And the defense rests in the Michael Jackson trial. Find out when the jury could be.
More, all for under $10. Kids even less. At Old Country Buffet.